Morning cities, I'm Eric Arias and we're back at Genesys, which is pretty much the only thing I do anymore because I haven't played masterduel in a while because I've been playing other mobile games and like masterduel was just the mobile game for me, so it's a little awkward. I might come back once the new ban list rolls in. I said that last time as well, but like the other ban list did nothing. So hopefully this one actually does something for once. And well, since Appaloosa was banned, I'm hoping it actually does. Anyways, back to Genesys. I competed in another Forfa Genesys tournament, and this went literally the exact same way as the last time, performance-wise at least. I went 5-3, a average record, I suppose. And well, I played blind second Earthbound again. A different build from last time, mainly because Aslapiscu is gone. Aslapiscu is at 51 points, and I am not spending the points for that because I want non-engine. I wanted to try Parelia this time because Parelia, it's 2 draws for free pretty much, unless you're against Dragon, Dracotail, or Dracotail can give you 1 draw, it's not that awful. Regardless, this build was not great, and it was a pretty good wake-up call, I feel like, because I needed to realize as soon as possible that blinding second is just not sustainable anymore, because of developments in the meta, people knowing how to play this format actually, people knowing what decks are good, what to compete with, etc. And so going second is pretty hard unless there's some very specific circumstances in play. For example, just I draw nuts, my opponent ends on a solid but not spectacular end board that I can very much interact with. And I mean, to be fair, 90% of that just means if my opponent does not have cards that destroy, I lose because Groundkeeper does not do anything to protect my guys. Which is also the reason I only have one singular good replay to show you, which is pretty sad, but like, it is what it is. I will get to my Tourney Run in a little bit, but first I wanna talk about the build itself. So let's just talk about this list compared to the last one. First of all, we have no Piscu. Hold on, let me actually get the list. Where is it? That was just a month ago. How much have I been posting on Twitter? There we go. This was the last list. I was playing 12 hand traps instead of 12 breakers. Very funny that I'm still on 12 non-engine. Even though Piscu just died, because I just replaced it with Booyah. I would love to have Piscu alongside Booyah, but it is what it is. Like, this first list was made for getting Booyah was a thing somehow. So like, oh well. The main difference is, of course, the hand trap spread, and also just me playing 1 less prison for 1 more Sinful Spells of White Forest because I wanted more extension, because I, of course, realized that if I wanna attempt to go second, I will need a lot of ways to break through my opponent's board, try to make sure that they cannot send me into the sun with a couple of disruptions, hence why more extension. And also, there's much else to talk about about the main engine itself. Like, Piscu being gone hurts really bad because I don't have a way to clean up board states. I don't have a good way to enable lethal on the opponent's turn. I just lose one of my best tools to ODK, etc. It's just really rough. As well as the other immortals outside of exactly Uru in this build and Rasca. Yes, we're playing Rasca in the blind first build, which, to be frank with you, I should have been playing alongside Duke and Rasca, of course. We'll get to that later. But the main gist of things is just there aren't enough worthwhile playing immortals for me to actually consider them, and that hurt a little bit with the Nova consistency. On top of just generally Pisco being so important to the game plan. I could have played one Uru, but given I wanted to keep my amount of non-engine 12, I just decided to not play it. For the extra deck, there are some changes. I removed the 2 Dragon mechs for Croco Dragon for pretty much no reason now that I think about it. But Croco Dragon did perform really well since midway through the tournament. I decided to stop blinding second like a stupid idiot and actually went first. Croco Dragon helped a lot with that, and even going second, the Croco Dragon over Vermilion, there really wasn't that big of a difference. Like, even with Vermilion being free of cost compared to Croco getting you a card, just to discard 1 isn't the worst thing ever, so it's pretty fine as well, on top of just Croco being more versatile. Then we have, instead of Moonlight Dragon, Dragster, because I got all the non-engine I wanted. I got Guardian Chimera, which is essential, with Book of Eclipse. Ignoring Droll here, which I put here in the extra deck, in the side deck, for talking about options and such. You could play 1 Book of Eclipse and still be fine with Dragster. You could play Chaos Angel instead if you really wanna, but I felt really comfortable with Dragster because it's just a really versatile card. Plus, Chaos Angel is a little bit awkward to summon outside of a specific variants, so I didn't really want to use a slot on that. I could have played Despater, but like that wouldn't really help much even if I played Axel Stardust. And also just Levi Lazabul is such a good card. It's versatile, I would say a little more versatile than Chaos Angel, although Chaos Angel is a little more powerful. Levi Lazabul can just clean up a lot more game states than Chaos Angel would be able to. Like, it basically acts as the same type of removal as Book of Eclipse, I would say. Pretty much the same thing, non-targeting, non-destruction, annoying to deal with for the opponent. So I would say that was worth it. I did not summon Vengeance Dragon once, which is interesting. I feel like this is in part because of me not playing Nibiru, because Nibiru is pretty much the main way you would be summoning Vengeance Dragon, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But you should not be cutting Vengeance Dragon, because it's very important for specific lines, like for example, Chainlink 1 Keeper, Chainlink 2 a fusion spell, to have Vengeance Dragon on board for Guardian Chimera to be used with. You summon Walker, grab Harmonic, then you use Chimera plus Vengeance Dragon to go into whatever, which is also a pretty good safety net given Chimera, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Walker is just super safe into pretty much everything, so that's really nice. Then, of course we have Booyah. It's no surprise Booyah is here because, Booyah, Luce here because we have Booyah around, and this is just really versatile as a removal card. It has protection, although it's a little niche, and of course it can Foolish Burial Nova exactly, although I haven't had Booyah come up too often. It's just good to have in the extra to recycle Gremlina. I thought of maybe playing a second Gremlina over Luce because she comes up this much, But either way, you still are able to get into Gremlina even if you summon Lucha, so it's not that big of a deal. Gremlina is just so easy to summon, it's just really worth playing at multiple copies even, I would say. But I didn't have the space, so oh well. Next we have Dracostapelia, right. Dracostapelia, I theoried that it would be pretty useful as an alternative target instead of Kraken, which would be more proactive going second. And well, it was pretty worth it, I feel. An alternative to Guardian Chimera, which pretty much is easier to summon. Sometimes it is harder in others and has an effect that is a decent side grade, I would say. Stapelia came up a decent amount of times. It came up even when I went first in against the specific matchups where Chimera wouldn't get as much value. So overall was pretty solid, but I wouldn't consider this mandatory for the list, especially since if you're not blinding second, it's a little more niche, but like I would just make Chimera most of the time anyways, so it's really not that big of a deal. And also, like, half the time I summoned Dracostapelia, funnily enough, it just gets destroyed before it gets its effect off, which is really sad, but like, oh well, it happens. Grusha isn't new to the list, but I wanna mention it because it performed actually pretty decently this time. I'm starting to see that Grusha isn't like the worst thing ever, even though I always say never play Grusha. The reason I say never play Grusha is just Grusha is just really hard to summon for a payoff that's very specific for its usefulness. Like, you need the Gremlin, you need a Fusion Engrave. It's overall pretty specific, but Grusha being able to clean up boards is just so useful sometimes. It's pretty great. It comes up not a lot, but when it comes up, it wins you the game, basically. So like, it's fine. If you have too many combo pieces, like for example in the Chaos Ruler build, you of course won't be playing Grusha, but in Pure you do have a decent amount of slots to play Grusha with. And lastly, Juraishin is very interesting. It stayed from my last list, but Juraishin is pretty specific to summon, now that I think about it. Like, sure, you can summon it with Kraken, Stapelia, Griffin sometimes even. Rusiela plus Sweeper is a very funny way to summon it. Overall, I'm not sure how to think about it, because whenever I summoned it, I pretty much won on the spot, because it's such a good way to clean up board states. Like, it's pretty much just the watered down Piscu. It's fine enough, I would say. It's not like unsummonable, and it wins you games at decent amount of times, but it is pretty niche to summon, to be able to be summoned. But I don't know what I'm saying. Let's be surreal here. Jiraishin, you need to play Jiraishin. It's really good. It's a really good card. I don't know. I'm just tired today, and I wanted to get this out. I'm not even tired. I just sat the entire afternoon doing nothing. I'm tired more so in the sense that whenever I talk about a specific thing for too long, like for example here, just synchro, monsters, and utility, I just get deep fried, because yeah, I'm repeating the same concepts ad nauseum. Like, yeah, you can summon it in very niche situations, but when it pops off, it pops off. Oh yeah, sometimes it's pretty niche. Yeah, you get what I mean, I think. Just same phrases as ad nauseum. Anyways, let's get into the hand traps. Hand trap, singular. There is only one, and it's Purulia. I decided to play Purulia because I was told randomly that Purulia was pretty solid, and well, I trusted them. I have never played Purulia in Genesys before yesterday, and it performed decent. It sucked against Draco Tail, my worst matchup, so like it's not that big of a deal, I feel like. And well, Purulia drawing a bunch of cards is pretty good when the whole point of the deck is to draw a bunch of cards, extend past whatever you can extend through with your fusion spells, with Final Bringer of the End Times, etc. Oh wow, I wasn't playing Final Bringer of the End Times in this list. That's weird. And Purulia is just very simply strong. It's really simple. Speaking of the water attribute, I need to drink some water. Okay, next is Final Bringer of the End Times, which I have no idea how it didn't get into my last tournament list, but I've been playing this card in every build of Earthbound since I remember it was a card. This is such a good card and so cool. I really do feel like it's one of the coolest pieces of knowledge in the entire game. Trade 1 for 1. Dodges disruptions. I don't know, it's very simple. It doesn't sound too flashy, but it's very fun to play, to pull off. And it's also got great applications in this deck because Groundkeeper protects everything, yugioh and Lucha protect everything in specific zones, so it overall just is really nice. Sometimes that can work to your disadvantage, sometimes you want to pop Keeper, but majority of the time, Keeper being protected from Final Bringer is a pretty decent bonus to keep the body around. And actually, speaking of Keeper, I've considered playing something to summon off a yugioh plus Keeper. Like, you never know whenever you're gonna actually have Keeper get disrupted by a negate instead of a destruction effect, instead of whatever. So I really did feel like I sometimes wanted it, but during my tournament run it hadn't come up. I would probably be playing Balmung. Balmung sounds like a weird choice because it's pretty much a vanilla, but it is a dark monster you can summon off of a Lucha plus Keeper, and that bridges into Walker. Actually, you don't even need a dark, honestly. You can just make Joyous Melfi from there. Like, it's fine. With Harmonic, it's fine. I don't think a foreign is necessary, though. I just wanted to mention it because I've thought about it, and yeah, it's not worth it, I feel. Book of Eclipse is our next non-engine card, and yeah, this one is really good. I was really skeptical about it before the tournament. I wanted to play Droll, I wanted to play Eclipse, I wanted to have enough quick plays to make Vision into a draw 2 card. There were a lot of routes to take with this card, and ultimately I decided to play 2 of them, not 3 of them because I'm not smart. I should have played 3 of them over maybe just play the 41st card. Yeah, definitely. The 41st card wouldn't really change that much, and also I'm going second, so like I have a 6th card, so it really doesn't matter. I should have played the 3rd one. But Book of Eclipse performed really well. There's not much to say. Big boards get countered by big breakers if they don't have a spell trap negate. It's really that simple. It, of course, sucks against Dracotail, Odeon, and this amount of other decks that just don't care about Eclipse. So I'm not too sure if I want to stick with it. It's strong in certain matchups, unplayable in others. It could be swapped with Dark Rule in a side deck format, but given the format was best of 1, I wanted to play Eclipse because I was playing Radiant Typhoon Vision. And not much else to say here. And speaking of Radiant Typhoon Vision, I mostly thought of playing the Typhoon package because I was struggling with Bakra a lot my last tournament. I struggled with Odeon, Argostar is a little annoying, not the end of the world. Unlike Odeon, Odeon is literally unplayable matchup. Going second. Mimigul was a little annoying. No, it was really annoying. With room, I think. No, dungeon. I mean, dungeon was really would be really annoying theoretically because I didn't face it in the tournament. I faced it in ladder. That was pretty annoying. Just back row in general is hard to deal with because you cannot use present on it. You cannot use Perulia really well unless it's exactly Mimigul. And it's just really hard to play into back row. You do have Final Bringer, but that's not enough, I feel like. And so yeah, that's why I played Radiant Typhoon Vision, and this performed really well. Not only by letting me use, grab MST for free, which is pretty nice for back row decks, but also just as a draw 2 card. It was useful going first, was useful going second, gave me one of my best comebacks I've had, I think in my entire time playing Yu-Gi-Oh! One of my favorite comebacks from a... Sorry, not even a comeback really, it was more like a board breaking scenario. The replay will be the only one shown because it was the only good one. We'll get to that later, of course. And yeah, Radiant Typhoon Vision performed really well because 2 draws, that's really strong. And that's also the reason why I thought of Eclipse over Droll. Just wanted to mention that. And like you're playing 6 quick plays in engine, so like it was basically a non-cost already if I just played Final Bringer, but Eclipse was just a safety net. I'm not sure what the math is on this, because I have no idea how to calculate for something like this, but I feel like it's... brain please. I feel like it was worth it in the end because Eclipse also overperformed. A Mystical Space Typhoon because, yeah, it's searchable for free and it eats back row. That's pretty much it for the main deck. And my main thoughts are, why did I not play Alpha? Alpha is just... Oh god, my brain hurts just thinking about this. The reason Alpha is good is because it's Pancratops, but it bounces itself to hand. And that usually isn't too big of a deal in most decks, but Alpha is a beast, which means you can make King Bird from it. And during my Fury crafting test phase, before the tournament, I went, man, I wish I had a way to summon Baphomet in engine without using Chimera. Because I wanted to go second and Chimera wasn't as appealing to play. Like, you know, the free Gazelle, free Sword Knight package wasn't that appealing to play unless I went first. Because going second is a little more rough since Mirror Sword Knight is incompatible with Final Bringer. And Gazelle is a little bit awkward to deal with because, I mean, from there, if I get disrupted, Keeper is harder to access, and I would need to go into Gremlina and such into Vision, and that's very disruptible, so it's pretty awkward from there, but Alpha just is a going second card that solves all my problems. It's not necessary in this build since we actually wanna gear it towards going first now that I realized I made a big mistake. But Alpha is still, I feel like, a really solid side deck card, which is definitely worth considering. Like, I've heard from iWish, which actually played Alpha in their Chimera build, that it overperformed. So I'm looking forward to testing with it, actually, and trying to see if it's actually worth the hype. Like, 2 people testing the 1 card. Yeah, anyways. Radion is a side deck card. Not sure why I put it here in the options tab. but it is what it is. Literally same thing with Finished Golem. I talked about it in my last video. It's a mediocre card to beat Dark Ruler. You can search off Chronondecay and that's it. Both of these are just 1 off side deckable and 3 off side deckable. Droll, I honestly really feel like I should be playing it in main instead of what was it? Purelia. Not because Purelia is bad, like Purelia performed really well, but because I wanna play Azamina LZ instead. Well, because it's a way to enable Baphomet even without alpha. It is very specific, but it could be worth it. I need to test it, of course, before I come to any conclusions. You could theoretically also just remove 2 Dragster for the said, what's it called? The said Purelias. But I think this is fine. I feel like now we're just gonna be fixing a little bit of ratios right now. Was to talk about the options. Then we have... oh yeah, I didn't talk about King Baphomet in detail. Like, the reason I wanted to summon King Baphomet is just yugioh. Yugioh is a card you need to hard draw, which sucks, and it's really important, I feel, that you're able to search it within a combo because of Mutiny. And Mutiny just summons anything you want, so having access to it is really solid with Kraken and such. And Kraken wouldn't be nearly as good if you didn't have options to search with it, of course. But like, Kraken is also a nuke, and you can use Mutiny to grab Gremlina and such. Hence why I wanted to get Baphomet into Mutiny. If I could add yugioh to hand, that would be really good, because that's just a free level 3 body. But King Baphomet has been performing extremely well for me in the Chimera variant, which I'm still testing. I will eventually release the video, don't worry about that. I've been a little feeling a little weird, I suppose, in the past couple of weeks, so I haven't been testing too much. But when I do test, King Baphomet is just such a strong card, because you can send yugioh and enable a ton of plays. Even sending Nova and Vision is really powerful. So just overall a card I really wished that I had during my tournament run alongside Alpha, and it is what it is. I will do better next time. Next we have Dreamland. If you've seen random tweets and such from the Yu-Gi-Oh sphere, you might have seen I Wish play Dreamland. They've told me it's pretty much just level modulation plus maybe a draw. And the level modulation is the main star of the show, because you can use it not only during your own turn to turn Azamina LZ or something into a higher level for smoother synchro plays and such, but you can also use it on the opponent's turn as a disruption, since this is a pretty heavy Xyz meta. I haven't seen much synchro. I've seen exactly Dracotail as a fusion deck, but it is mainly just synchro, Xyz, ignoring Super Quantal, I suppose, and because they aren't affected by it, and a little bit of everything else. So Dreamland is just really clean to be played, although I'm still not sure about its performance. I've used it like once in a duel, but then again haven't been testing much, so oh well. I will still be keeping it in the side deck, not like I have much to play in the side deck anyways. Next we have the Delta package. I've thought about it exactly this morning before doing the script for Actually, I didn't even make a script for this. I did a mental overview of what I should be talking about. I didn't write down anything, I'm just rolling with it. Delta seems pretty strong, I feel. Like you can get Eldritch, add Eldritch back to hand, remove something from the opponent's board, and that's free money. You can also just add Eldritch, summon Eldritch by sending another spell trap. More notably, Sinful Spells are white for since this resets itself. Although it is a little niche, it is something worth noting at least. And then you can use Delta to summon a level 5. And as you know, level 5 is a pretty good level for us to use. So that got me thinking, like, it is, like, so, I don't know, it's weird. It seems like a strong package, but it's only useful going second. It only removes one card from the field, but it removes any card from the field. Like, not just monsters like Book of Eclipse or something. So this could be worth playing. I just need to test a little bit more with the build and such. And lastly, we need to talk about Rasca. I wish... I'm mentioning I wish a lot because we playtest with each other. Well, not playtest with each other, we Furycraft with each other a ton. And well, I've been more so focusing on generic random text and such, like for example, Shadow Fusion for Constructed, maybe Mitsurugi, maybe just Eldritch like right here, or you know, oh yeah, Radiant Typhoon Vision. Like, I talk about small packages. They have some bigger ideas that are just the bigger packages, pretty much. Not much else to say. I should mention one of those packages first before we get into Rasca. It was 1 AFD. This is optional, I think. 1 AFD, 1 Regulus. And Sunshine and Wordless Perks. Sunshine will be in the side deck. And this package's goal is essentially to get a free beast off a Kraken, which you can use for bird format. And then Life Dragon is a free draw, or can get into Regulus if, I don't know, this is disrupted or something. Or get Eternal Sunshine directly. So I feel like these two cards are fine, are decently worth it if you have the space, but here I don't have the space. I could maybe cut one of these to include them. Like, yeah, this is 1 additional draw and a beast for making him bear format. Although I'm not too sure about it, honestly, because if you're making bear format, you aren't in such dire need of making your stuff, unless it's exactly the Chimera build. Because in the Chimera build you're playing King Chimera, the hand loop one, which leads me back into Rasca. Like, this is a fine package for pure, a good package for Chimera. And speaking of hand looping, anyways, let's get into Rasca. Now that Pisco is gone and we can no longer go second profitably, we are now going to go first and handle people because it's fun. Rasca is pretty easy to enable with Duca Demise and such. It's enabled better in the Chimera version, but it's not bad in pure, I feel like. I just didn't want to play it in the Farfa tournament because it was best of 1 and I was too stubborn on going second that I just didn't consider that playing cheese going first is a far better strategy than going second, especially when Rasca is the only real additional brick, and even then it's cost for Nova anyways, so like it's not too big of a deal. Like, I don't think I need to explain why this works. You can use Prison or Duke to normal summon Rasca for free, and Rasca eats up free cards. And you don't need as many cards to win if Rasca just eats half your opponent's hand. Like, just the Kraken Dragster, for example, is already an FTK. So like, yeah, this is really nasty, but Konami has decided to be really mean to us, so we're gonna be really evil instead, in response. This also makes me realize that Greater Line Walker is something I need to talk about. You see, Greater Line Walker is mid, like you don't care about the life point halving effect, not even halving, sorry, life point cutting effect, whatever, semantics. You don't care about that, but you do care that this is a tribute fodder that just adds Rasca, which makes your lines a lot smoother. You could play it, you could not, it's fine either way. If you are gonna play it, I feel like cutting Eclipse and maybe cutting the Typhoon package for Delta, although I'm not too sure because the Typhoon package is just so powerful. Like maybe this could be the build. What is this? 10 on engine is pretty decent, especially the cheese right here. You can play more going second cards like Radiant, like Alpha in the side deck. I feel like this is a pretty decent build for what we're trying to do. Going first now, because it's honestly the only way to play pure anymore with Pisco gone. Yeah, this build looks really nice until they kill Rasca again. I really hope the Rasca build doesn't catch on actually. Like I really hope I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy playing the Rasca build, or don't enjoy playing the Chimera Rasca build, because like I'm really worried, unironically, that they actually might hit the Earthbound engine for something the stupid cheese immortals enable us to do, which is honestly really sad, because like the regular Earthbound engine doesn't hurt anyone. Like it's really strong against exactly a rogue and below, but is slightly below average against meta. Like it's in the weird middle ground where it is a rogue deck, but it's not a rogue deck because it's good against the meta. It's good against everything but a majority of the meta. It's really weird to explain, and it doesn't seem like it would be considered rogue by most, which I feel like it's fair enough. But I do feel like it's solid. I don't know. Like, yeah. I would be really upset if they actually hit the main Earthbound engine for Pisco and Rasca. Pisco wouldn't be doing anything bad if they just put Garden to 100 and Pisco to 1. I'm still upset about that. But anyways, that's gonna be it for the deck list. We can now get into the one replay and my tournament run. Alright, we can now get into my tournament run, and this was really rough. I'm gonna be so real. First of all, even though I performed the same points-wise, like results-wise, I didn't really feel like I earned it too well, because my opponents I won against, except for exactly the replay I'm about to show you, just drew mediocre hands, and I pretty much just steamrolled them. So like that wasn't really rewarding after my training, after studying Earthbound literally. Like it was pretty sad that majority of my wins, literally just 4 out of 5 wins were just nothing burger, except for, well, I guess one of them was like an average replay, but it wasn't really interesting. I still steamrolled them, and yeah, that was essentially the basic summary of my performance. Like, I couldn't really see if maybe breakers were better than hand traps, maybe if droll was needed, maybe if this and that, because my opponents drew nothing. And we can just get into the good replay I had, I feel like. So I'm gonna be talking a lot in this replay after the my opponent's combo goes through, I suppose. So I don't know, enjoy onomatopoeia combo. Alright. Alright, pause, please. I can't go back, it's annoying, but like, oh well. Okay, so, I don't know these two back row and actual game, of course. And this board is unbeatable, theoretically. And well, as if you saw my hand, you might have noticed, this is 1 brick, 2 bricks, 2 extenders that do nothing unless you draw more. You either draw 2 bricks or a brick and a starter, and pretty much a brick at this point. And okay, so like here's what's funny. During the game, as I was about to top deck, and whilst I was staring at my opponents whilst they did their combo, I was like, what actually wins from here? Because my hand is completely dead. I went through the list. I went sweeper would be fine. Vision would be alright, I suppose. Maybe Walker if the back row is nothing. There were a lot of scenarios I went through, and well, of course I didn't mention Keeper because it was just a given that Keeper would be the best card for me to draw here, because it's the best starter, and it's the best one to be fused into, pretty much. And also it doesn't die to Gravedigger's Trapple, I suppose, which is specifically good exactly here, since they're probably playing Rafflesia in the extra deck. But this is really funny that I didn't draw Sweeper and I won because they didn't have Gravediggers. And I drew Keeper, of course. So already we're starting really well, with the only good replay being just me lucking out so bad it's unreal. We can go now. Walker effect. I'm not sure. I was really scared when, like, I summoned Walker, they let me summon Walker, and they didn't have anything in the back row, and, well, they didn't even use Utopic Future Zexal, so, like, that was really suspicious, if I'm going to be honest. Now, Prison. Now, here's the thing here. This is illegal. I realized it after the game. You cannot target Starliege because Utopic Future Zexal is on the board. I think they just went Cosmic Cyclone because they were too scared. But I really hope they did it because they were scared about the additional normal summon, like. So like my best replay was just me lucking out and having my opponent forget something. Okay, so here nothing, okay. So now I make Chimera. No chain blocking because, like, I don't care about this guy. I was thinking this could be Unbreakable Xyz barrier. Because, well, they didn't search it, and I would assume that they would already have the free negate card if they didn't search it. So, like, going for Chimera here honestly was so stupid in trying to play around stuff, but it's not like I had that many options. I think I could have gone Gremlina into Sweeper, so that Mutiny was live for making Kraken into Leviathan and such. Which also would lead me to Nova, because I can steal Future Zexal, eat Tornado. Then even if this is Xyz barrier, I don't think I care. I would probably care if they used it to eat up my Sympho's plus a White Force, but then again I had Earthbound Fusion. Like, I'm not sure. I was too scared of the back row, I'm pretty sure, here, which in hindsight is a pretty bad misplay. Since the Gremlina line to eat Future Zexal would have baited it out, and also like Tornado Dragon does nothing from here. I can oh, without Excel Stardust though, actually, would it be the end? Yes, it would make them lose, because I just Mutiny, summon Kraken, use Vision, then Kraken, then make Leviathan, steal this guy, eat Tornado, Nova Griffin, use Earthbound Fusion Engrave to summon Keeper, Sweeper, make Reciela and that's free Chimera, pretty much. Yeah, it's free Chimera because I summoned Gremlina properly. It's not really free Chimera because I still need to contend with Future Zexal stealing. I'm going into too many circles. Let's just see what happens in the actual replay. They steal Guardian Chimera, which I don't know. That was probably a really bad play, honestly. And I force out Starliege. Sorry, force out. Yeah, I try to force out Light Dragon. I'm not sure what's happening right here. Oh yeah, attempt to pop Starliege because it's the only thing I can actually try to pop. Because Starliege protects everything else. And the back row. I eat the back row, and here I'm just way too glad that that I did not start with Sweeper. Not only because I could now use Vision and such, but also because Sweeper just dies into Gravedigger. Now, I was thinking so hard here because I had two choices. The first one was to make Luce, sorry, three choices. The first one was to make Luce and lose on the spot, because that doesn't do anything. Wait, actually it does a lot of things. I, first of all, do nothing. I cannot Luce target any of their guys because of Future Zexal. So like, I can't Foolish Vision. If I would be able to Foolish Luce Vision, I would go full combo and instantly win. Like, some Gremlina, add Nova. I would have a Nova off of Crimson Gaia. Make Gremlin, make Grasha, delete their board, and thumbs up. Yeah, Light Dragon only protects from... Actually, no. Grasha wouldn't win instantly from this scenario exactly. Because of Future Zexal. I would be able to take this out, and then try to nuke the board, but it would be protected. So, like, would it really matter? No. Yeah, okay, so my other choice was Gremlina into Sweeper Vision, make Scarlight. So this is the line I went with. I wanted to go Scarlight, try to eat up a Light Dragon, so then I could use Nova in hand to make Scarlight into Gremlin, and then go Grasha, destroy the entire board, and hope they don't have an out. Except that I forgot that Tornado Dragon was a thing on board, because I was too scared about everything else that I forgot that Tornado Dragon can just eat Gaia. So in hindsight, not even in hindsight, just thinking about it slightly more would have let me have a smoother line, I think, with Kraken. Like, Kraken going to Radiant Typhoon Vision, send Fusion, summon Keeper into... Yeah, summon Keeper into with Earthbound Fusion, then... Am I forgetting something? I am forgetting something, am I? Yeah, I don't have a way to have a body. Never mind. The Gremlina play was the only way I could have won, but the annoying thing is I only realized that after I did this entire ordeal, just that I would need to rely on Radiant Typhoon Vision to get me a Playmaker, because I can't just make Gaia. And there isn't much to say here. I could have gone Griffin, but Griffin doesn't do anything here. I can, like, maybe revive Keeper. Maybe a revive Keeper, use Typhoon Vision into whatever. But then I don't have a field spell, so like that doesn't accomplish anything. I go Scarlight to try and pop. They use Light Dragon. Oh yeah, here I do the most nothing takesies backsies of my entire life. I use Harmonic to make to make Stapelia, and then forget that I cannot target this guy after I targeted it with Prison previously. So like, yeah, it's literally the most nothing play. It nets me burn damage is what it is. It's I can't believe myself. I wasn't even tired. This was game 2 in the afternoon, like literally. Oh yeah. First card, Book of Eclipse. Second card, you see, okay, I need to explain this a little. So like, Book of Eclipse is really nice because that out Tornado Dragon, that's awesome. The problem is, then, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend face down, first of all, cannot be used for Nova's effect, and second of all, it's not a Red Dragon Archfiend anymore, it's Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, meaning I can't send it off Nova. And guess what I draw off Nova? Without Rasca in deck, with Crimson Gaia already in rotation, with Vision not being able to do anything, I draw Nova. And yeah, this is my best replay, by the way. It's just, oh man, this tournament run was just a nightmare. I am really glad I won and I got a good record like last time, but yeah, I just nuked their board, I sacked them to hell, and I win. That's pretty much it. I have no words. I'm speechless. Let's just wrap this up. I wanna. I need a break after rewatching this replay and realizing all the stupid things I did. So that's gonna be it for this video. I will be working on, sorry for the flashbang, I will be working on my guide. For Earthbound, there's a lot of things that will be, there are work in progress still, but overall I'm progressing pretty well. I will be working on my Chimera video, not Chimera Bell anymore, just pure Chimera. I will be working on my Chimera video. I will be working on, maybe on a mini. Okay, I need to stop thinking that I will make small videos, because I assumed this video was gonna be 20 minutes at most, maybe 30 if I really stay on the replay for too long. This is a 50-minute video now. And yeah. So I will be making a video, I will likely be making a video on tech choices for Earthbound, because I really love how many things you get to play in Genesys, that you're not forced to play 18 non-entering like Constructed. It's awesome. And I will be doing Chimera, I will be doing techs, and yeah, Chimera will probably take a little longer because I need to test a lot of things with Chimera. I need to get better at the deck. I need to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about before actually making a video, which is something that, no offense, I really feel like it's lacking within the Yugi tubing sphere. Like, a majority of the channels I see is pretty solid. They do playtest. They do, even if it's a couple of hours, which I don't feel like it's enough, but it's something. That is a lot. And then the other half is just content farms that just go ultimate guide for everything, and it's just a couple of replays with maybe just a tiering of the deck strengths and weaknesses. I don't like to be negative in my videos outside of just silly stuff, but I really feel like the Yugi tubing sphere is just weird, as a lot of people just content farm, and I really don't like it for new players. That's my main worry. Like, new players will just look at slop and think that's the best way to play a deck or something. That's just not... Okay, let's just not talk about that anymore. Let's wrap this up. I will be working a lot in the next couple of days. I'm feeling better now after a mess of a couple of weeks, so hopefully I will be making better progress, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Hopefully the text video. Yeah, alright, see ya, peace.